Welcome, friend. I'm so happy that you're here because today I am finally going to be taken out of my hibernation pile, a project that I abandoned about 8 months ago. And if you are here, you are most likely here because you watched my video on how I made these African flower hexies out of the Red Hard Granny Square all-in-one yarn. Now, before I even start with this video, I need to give another shout out to Andrea from the Cat Lady channel. She was the one who originally was able to figure out how to use that yarn in order to make these hexies. At the time when this yarn was brand new, it was just getting so many bad reviews. And I kind of just couldn't take it anymore. I felt like I really needed to throw in my 2 cents just to show that you are able to make incredible things with this yarn and just try to balance it out a little bit. The reviews that this was getting was terrible, and I felt like it was very unfair. So I am going to find the original tutorial that Andrea, the cat lady, made on how to make these in case you're interested. Otherwise, just go check out her channel. I love watching her videos. She's currently making a vlogtober, so she's vlogging every day of October, and I've been really enjoying watching those. But yeah, go check her out. But yeah, this I was not expecting to become my most watched video that I've ever made up until now, and it is my most watched video by a mile. I think it might have like 3,000 views or something insane like that because my second most watched video has less than 300 views. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to top that video. So, if you're here, hello, we are finally going to be working on this thing, okay? I was actually working on a different video for this week that I was working on yesterday, but it's just not ready. And it's gonna be actually a tutorial, and I don't want to rush it, I want to do it right. I had been telling myself that as a plan B, I can just bring this back from the dead and finally finish this darn blanket. And yeah, let's get into it. So, back in February, when I was making these, I was having such a blast that I was pretty sure that I was going to be making a lot of granny squares for the rest of this year. And I knew it would be really nice to have a granny square blocker so that I could make my job a little bit easier. So I bought myself a granny square blocker. And as you can see, I haven't even taken it out of the box. It's literally just been sitting like this, waiting in my closet for the day to come. And the day is finally here. It's finally come. In case you are looking to get yourself a granny square blocker, and this ends up being a good one, then here you go. Here's your recommendation. So I have a very short amount of time to put this blanket together because I have plans tomorrow. I'm actually going to be teaching a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old how to crochet. I am so excited about it. But that means that is one less day that I have to work on this blanket. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up and let's get into finally finishing our granny square blanket. Let's get into it. Hi, friends. It is the next day. It's Monday night. I got back from teaching the kids how to crochet a little less than an hour ago. I had such an incredible time. They were the sweetest kids ever. Right before I left, they were like, I can make a blanket, you know? And just the expression that they made just gave me so much hope. So yeah, it was so freaking sweet to see them on the couch working on their blanket right as I was leaving. And ever since I got home, I've just been working on one of my Christmas gifts. I don't mean to spike your anxiety right now, but if you were planning on making Christmas gifts, it's the middle of October. Have you already started it? If not, you should really get going. I know you're not here for me to remind you to do your Christmas gift knitting, but you know, PSA, get it started if you haven't already. But I really need to stop working on that and keep working on this. I was able to weave in all of the ends of these white and blue ones, so that is done. I need to work on the black and green ones. I'm gonna try to get them all done tonight so that tomorrow we can actually put them together because I have no idea yet how I'm going to be putting them together. And I need to figure that out. Hi, friends. It's the next day. Excuse the face, excuse the hair, excuse the same shirt as yesterday. I think I'm finally ready to start joining these hexies. I found a tutorial online by the Make and Do crew on how to do an invisible join for hexies, and the Make and Do crew has never let us down. So I have this generic black yarn. Just from the feel of it, I'm pretty sure that it's a big twist. It's not the perfect match for the black of the hexies. It's just not as, I don't know if saturated is the right. Hopefully this is in focus because otherwise that would suck for you guys. But if it's an invisible join, then hopefully it won't be noticeable. I need to figure out how am I going to lay these actually. I should probably do that first. If I'm lucky, then this blanket should be done today. That's kind of a crazy thought. Maybe I should do a border on it just so that it's not so plain Jane. We're gonna find out together because I don't know what I'm gonna do either. Okay, so I've done the invisible join in these two hexies, and it doesn't look bad. I also didn't go too tight because I didn't want to, create any puckering or anything, but I think I want something sturdier than that. Maybe I don't care if I have a bulky join. I just want it to be secure. I think I'm gonna try something else. Well, I barely just started and I feel like I've already encountered an issue. For some reason, I missed a stitch in this hexie. Ugh. Why can't this just be an easy project? Dang it. That sucks, you guys. Alright, so I actually figured out what happened. I can't believe that this happened right on the very first hexies that I started working on. I just did the corner in the wrong spot. This stitch should actually be here. And that's throwing off my count, so I'm just gonna undo this. Hope it's not a terrible pain to weave in the end after. Thankfully, I weaved this in, like with a pretty long tail. I don't terribly care about this project, like I just want it to be done. But also, if I don't fix it now, I feel like it's just gonna be a pain later. Alright, so as you've seen, I want to do a border on all of these. And why am I doing this to myself? I'm not exactly sure, but I feel like they need borders. So, yeah, this is not going to be as quick as I was hoping. But yeah, I think I'm going to go add borders to all of these and I'm going to go sit on the couch because it's really not that comfortable to be sitting on the floor with no backrest. Friends, I have a major announcement. Today is Wednesday, October the 16th. And last night, I learned that there is a brand new Red Heart All in One yarn. And it's called Red Heart All in One Flower Power. And it is so freaking cute. I really could not have planned this video at a better time because I literally started working on wrapping up my all-in-one granny square yarn on Sunday, and then the new yarn came out on Monday, and I learned of it on Tuesday. So, like, it's just crazy. I am so excited to try out the new yarn. I really had to stop myself from just buying it off of the Yarnspirations website and pay $10 for shipping. I do not want to pay $10 for shipping. So it was really hard, but I stopped myself. I'll just wait for it to make it to Joann's because it will eventually make its way to Joann's. There are some very cute colors. There are some colors that I'm not 100% on, but I mean, there's how many colors are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21. There's 22 colors. There's a lot to choose from. I think right now my favorite colors have got to be the dried bouquet. That just looks like perfect fall colors, just very neutrals, very cute. I think that the other one that I really like is the Daisy Dew, and I also really like Forget Me Not. And what's the other one that I really like? I think that that is mainly it. I also really like Marigold. But yeah, there's just so many adorable colors. And maybe I won't make a blanket this time, but maybe I'll make myself a bag. It looks like they took into consideration some of the major things that people complained about. I think the major one that I can tell is that these squares only have 3 colors. So you really only have to worry about hitting the color change at the perfect time only 3 times. Other than that, my husband is coming home today. The reason why I've been able to get a lot done on the blanket, even though it doesn't feel like much actually, is because my husband has been away from home for the last week, and he was supposed to be away for another week, but the trip got cut short, so he's coming home today. I'm gonna go buy the ingredients so that I can make his favorite dinner as a welcome home dinner. And let's see if I'm able to wrap up this blanket at least tonight. I would love to wrap it up tonight, but I don't think I'm going to be able to sew all of these hexies together in only a couple of hours. I guess we'll find out. That's what today is all about. Alright, friends, we finally made it. This blanket is finally done. I can't tell you how happy I am that we're finally here. Like I mentioned before, I started this project, I believe, back in February, and today is October 22nd. So, yeah, it was a long time coming. I stopped recording halfway through the week, if you didn't notice, because basically anything and everything that could slow me down slowed me down. And it was extremely frustrating. But there was a point of time in the middle of the weekend where I just told myself, like, you know what? This YouTube channel is just my substitute to social media. This is my hobby. So why am I putting all of these deadlines on myself? Just because of the algorithm? So I decided to just take it easy. It'll be done whenever it's done. And it's finally done. So here's the blanket. It is so freaking cute. I love the way this blanket came out. My husband already loves it too. We already know where this is going. We're already big fans of it. It just looks so freaking cool. I did add a border to it. It just felt necessary. It looked pretty incomplete without a border. So I followed a tutorial that I found by Mima Makes, if I'm not mistaken, here on YouTube. And I'll link the tutorial down in the description in case you're interested. Very easy. It's just a single crochet, double crochet, and then another single crochet. Also, I have to say, I think I've realized that this might be one of the very few large granny square projects that I've ever finished. It was just a huge pain to weave in all of the ends from just putting them together. Next time I am most definitely doing a join as you go because it was so painful. What is so surprising about that too is I am not generally a hate weaving in ends type of girl. Like, I actually usually very much enjoy it. I find it pretty meditative to just sit down on the couch and just weave in some ends. But this was a freaking nightmare. There were so many freaking ends. It was literally just from the way that I joined the squares. So I definitely learned my lesson. I am never doing that again. It really, really, really sucked. But whatever, it's done. It's over with. I learned my lesson. I learned something new. So I'm taking something away from it. If you still haven't given this yarn a try, I think at this point I'm pretty biased, but I think it's a great yarn. I enjoyed it very much. I love the finished product, and I would highly recommend you to give it a try if you haven't already. One thing that I was most definitely not expecting of this yarn was how much it bled when I threw it in the washer. Although that might still have just been my fault because for some reason I felt like it really needed a splash of warm to hot water to make sure it was super clean. And that might have made some of the color bleed, but I don't think it affected it at all. The white is still just as white as it was before, so I don't think it had affected it very much. But I also didn't let it sit in the water for extremely long. So there's also that. I'm very happy with my blanket. I'm very happy that it's done. And I'm so happy that right as I was working on it, a new line of Red Hearts all-in-one yarn is out. What are the chances? Every single day after the yarn was released, I checked the Joann's app to see when would it become available in my closest Joann's, because I've never been this early to a yarn before, so I don't know how long it takes for it to make its way to Joann's. Yesterday, Monday the 21st of October, it finally became available in the Joann's app, but it wasn't actually in any of the stores of the metropolitan area where I live, but it was in the app, and I had a $2 shipping coupon. So of course, I bought yarn to be shipped to me for $2. I don't mind. But I bought 3 colors because I don't know, I'm obsessed. It just looks so freaking cute. The colors that I bought, if I'm not mistaken, were Dried Bouquet, Black Dahlia, and then the other one I can't remember what it's called, but it's a white daisy with a dark gray border. I'll put the name right over here, with images of all of the different colorways that I bought. I'm really happy that Yarn Inspirations and Red Heart are keeping the all-in-one yarn alive. I enjoyed this one very, very much. I can't wait to try Flower Power. I can't see what other people will make with Flower Power, like what type of other designs they might come up with. I have a few ideas myself, but I won't know until I have the yarn with me. So we're gonna find out, and you know I'm gonna make a video as soon as I have that with me. Now, to finally wrap up this video, if you are subscribed, thank you so much, first of all. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing if you enjoyed it so that you can watch more. I realized I think I have enough material to actually make a knitting podcast episode. I never feel like I have enough to talk about because I never have enough finished objects and whips and acquisitions. Right now I do. Maybe stick around if you're interested, and that will be coming out really, really soon. And then the last PSA before I let you go, just in case I don't see you before then, and if you live in the United States, we don't have to make it weird. I just want to encourage you to go vote in this upcoming election. I grew up in a country that does not have nearly as many checks and balances as the United States does. And it is very common for people to get coerced into voting for someone that they don't want to vote for, or to not vote at all, or they are prosecuted for who they voted for. So I'm just, and this is a country where a democracy did used to exist, but it deteriorated, and I mean, it is what it is. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that democracy is very delicate. We need to take care of it. And the best way to do it is to make your voice heard and go vote in the upcoming election. That's it. That's all I'm saying. We don't have to talk about it anymore. But again, thank you so much, you guys, for being here. I appreciate you so much. I hope that you were inspired by any of the things that I showed. And I hope that we'll see each other next time. Bye for now.